Hello again, this is Dr. Siu Him Chan, and welcome back to my BS journey. This is day number 2. As you recall, yesterday we had a rude awakening from the carbs spikes. So on day 2, we're going to try to avoid carbs and see what happens, and trying to focus on protein and vegetables in the 3 main meals. And as I said, there is a late night hockey game. So let's see how our sugars fare. By the way, this is recorded the day after because it was way too late coming home yesterday. So let's start from the beginning. Numbers are nice and low as I was asleep. And as usual, I got up late. Don't think it was an early start. So breakfast was like 9:30. Sorry, late start. This was a muffin with cheese and a patty, an egg. So you could probably guess where that came from. But yeah, not really carb focused. So it was actually not bad. And the LDL is a different story, but that'd be a different block series, I guess. With coffee had oat milk and normal milk, 2% milk. And the sugars, I think, came down within an hour or 2 hours. Not too bad. And you can see all these scattered points here. I think this was lunchtime. Lunch had chicken and vegetables. No rice this time. No white rice. So no spikes. Excellent. And got to the clinic. Then finally can't take it anymore at 4 o'clock because I was falling asleep. So I had a coffee with Ensure. Now that sounds very gross, but the clinic had no milk, at least milk that I wouldn't trust. So we used Ensure. And this was not the diabetic one. I don't think I had a choice. So I think that would explain why the sugar spiked up. But interestingly, there were 2 spikes, so I'm not sure what to make of that. Finished clinic, that's around 6 o'clock, and I was trying to figure out what to eat for dinner. As I said before earlier, the hockey game is late, it's at 11 p.m., so we still have to eat dinner, not going to wait. So very interesting, it's around 8 o'clock here, 7:30. I was watching the Edmonton Chicago game. I had soup made by one of our MOAs or MOA's husband. Very tasty soup, very good soup, Chinese soup, but there were components in there that were carbohydrates. I think some sort of sweet melon thingy. Not sure what the English is. I don't have time to look it up. I think it's haptiangua. And also there's letzi in it. So again, pardon my ignorance. I actually don't know what they're called in English. But yeah, I think they're carb heavy because they're sweet, right? So that spiked it up, man. Like that went up to like 12 or 13 or something. So very interesting because the dinner itself that I ate afterwards did not have any carbs, basically protein and vegetables. A little bit salt heavy. So that's another talk about salt intake. God, gosh, you can't eat anything tasty these days. Um, yeah, it came down as expected, thankfully. And I think it actually went to sort of my fasting was not that bad there. But you can see this little bump here is very interesting. This is from my cough drop. For those who know me well, would know that I carry a lot of cough drops with me. And they're not the really minty kind. They're the sweet kind. For whatever reason, that helped with my chronic cough years ago. So I've been doing it whenever I feel funny with my throat. As you know from in our business, we talk so much. Like we talk, we talk all day, all night, every day, like now. So I use it quite a few times a day, and probably contributes to my high sugars, I suppose. And that little cough drop, bumped it up by 0.2 or 0.3. So keeping that in mind. So you imagine having 5 or 6 of these a day could be bad. And then we have this spike here. And then another kind of spike there. I think that was from my banana and the crackers. I'm sure the banana is the later one, but I was preparing for my game, make sure, I have carbs to burn, I guess. The game was delayed a little bit because the previous game was dragged on and the Zamboni had problems or whatever. It was a good game. We won 4-3. I scored a game winner. I know pigs can fly too. So yeah, pretty stoked. And I think it really plummeted the sugars afterwards. And here we are at around 1 o'clock probably at 6.0. So very interesting day of patterns. No carbs, no real spike. So this spike was from the hap and the lotzi in the Chinese soup. And yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind. And of course, been talking to Dr. Peter Ling the whole day about this because we're both OCD about blood sugars. Um, so he suggested Metamucil, and so we'll see how that works out on day 3. Thanks for tuning in, and let's see what's in store for us tomorrow.